Hello there, parents and carers. My name is Mr. Rigby, and I'm the assistant principal for the juniors here at Blackfield Primary School. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to our parent information video, which hopefully will give you all the information that you will need for when your child will join us in Year 3 in September. Much of what I'm going to go through today is in our induction booklet, but there may be a few extra details which I can share with you, including class teachers, and go through any other questions that you've sent through to us already. So, welcome. Before we get started today, I would like to play a quick video to you, which I think does a really good job of kind of showcasing all the things that we really love about Blackfield Primary School. So, I hope you enjoy.
This is Blackfield Primary School and we are the amazing pupil leadership team. These are some of the things we think you should know.
Our school, Blackfield Primary, is a school of excitement and hard work. Blackfield has the right teaching skills to prepare your child for the next stage of their life, where at the end of each school year they will come home with an amazing education. It gives students a range of residential trips and exciting opportunities around every corner. The teachers are kind, caring and inspirational. They make your child feel welcome and safe. This is the place to be.
This is a school your child will never forget.
Blackfield Primary is an all-through primary school. At Blackfield, we have our own nursery on site. We work really closely with the nursery staff to make sure that the children transition superbly into Year R, and they go all the way through till Year 6 when we get them ready for secondary education. At Blackfield Primary, we make a real effort to make sure our adults have fantastic relationships with the children. In our nurturing environment, in our nursery, Year R, Year 1 and Year 2, we make sure that our staff get to know your children one by one on a personal level. We give them fantastic opportunities to get involved in sports, forest school, music, learn languages. Our motto at Blackfield Primary School is to make learning irresistible. I'm really passionate about this. I want children to love coming to school, remember their learning and to get a taste for what they want to do when they leave school at the age of 16. Not only this, but we have a teacher research group who are constantly looking to be at the forefront of education. Whether that's adapting the environment to have right on walls for the children to engage in their learning and provide learning experiences for each other, or to find innovative ways of using technology. We also offer our children a wide variety of trips and experiences, giving them opportunities to do things that they wouldn't normally get to do. Our curriculum is fantastic at Blackfield Primary School. Whether that's our children making pizzas, learning how to be chefs, or recording their audiobooks in our radio station, Fab FM. We even take our children to the Harry Potter studios to learn how to make their own movies. They then come back to school, write their own stories, and using our green screen studio, film their own Harry Potter films. I would love to be a child at this school.
Making
Learning
irresistible!
irresistible.
Irresistible!
Okay, so just a lovely few minutes there of really what Blackfield is all about, is making learning irresistible and children having a really successful environment to develop themselves. Okay, so I'd like to introduce our leadership team, who you've hopefully already had a chance to meet some of us. So Mr. Sasso is our school principal, and you've hopefully already had a chance to meet with him at one of our open events. And Miss Sanderman is our vice principal, so she works across all of the school supporting children. If your children already go to Blackfield, the infants part, then you may already know Mrs. Brackley, who is the assistant principal. I am Mr. Rigby, the assistant principal for the juniors, so I look after all of the classes in Key Stage 2. And Mrs. Brown is our SENCO, who works across the school supporting children with any additional needs that they may have. So we've been able to share with you the leadership team before. However, I'm excited to announce that I can also share with you our Year 3 teachers for next year as well. So for next year, we are looking to keep our Year 3 team the same as they were this year. So we have Miss Pudner, Mrs. Jack and Miss Bayliss. So they've all had experience working in Year 3 and across the school already. 3 really lovely teachers who I know are really looking forward to meeting your children very soon at our upcoming events. Now, I'm not able to share today which class your child is in, but that will happen before our picnic, which I'll discuss a bit more later on as well. So here are the Year 3 team and the teachers who you will be meeting in the coming weeks. Okay, so I wanted to share a little bit about our school values. So we at Blackfield have 7 school values, and they form the word inspire. So we have innovation, nurture, success, passion, integrity, responsibility, and excellence. And all that we do at Blackfield strives towards building those values within your children. So we promote these across our curriculum and around the school as well, through our assemblies, out at playtime, how we manage ourselves around the school. And each week we have a theme set in our Monday assembly, and it will be based on one of our school values, and that will kind of run through for the week. And at the end of the week, the children in each class will vote for a member of their class who have really showcased that value that week, and they will then get an opportunity to win our VIP award. So you can see here in the picture some of our previous winners, children rocking their yellow jumpers here and having an opportunity to bring some of their work to our VIP party at the end of the following week, where they can share that learning with parents and Mr. Sasso and other staff as well. So a really lovely way to champion and celebrate our school values. Now, alongside our school values, we also have our 6 learning behaviours, and these are driven through our ILU projects. So when we're looking at history or geography, when we're carrying out our projects within the school, we focus on these learning behaviours. And each project that we do will have 2 main areas. It will always have thinking as part of our learning behaviours, and also one of the other behaviours as well. So a really important part of what we're doing through the school is trying to drive these things like collaboration, working together, being independent with the people around you, having that emotional intelligence to try and really understand what life might have been like for somebody else or for their friends that are around them. So some really important behaviours that we think help children to be really successful, not only at primary school, but beyond into adult life as well. So those are our school values and our learning behaviours that we have here at Blackfield. So we recognise the enormous value that strong parent partnerships can have in supporting children's development and learning, and to enable your child to succeed in becoming a responsible member of our community through building personal attitudes and dispositions that are shown through our learning behaviours. So we ask parents and carers to support us in a number of ways here at Blackfield. So to support your child and the school, when learning becomes tough and challenging, and through further practice, they may be required to do some home learning as well. So we ask that parents are able to support with any home learning that's happening at home. We ask that if there are any rumours or the questions that are kind of happening between parents, that we ask that you try and come directly to the school to find out the facts from your child's class teacher, whether you're unsure if there's an event or something that's happened. Please just get through to us directly at the school via Class Dojo or through the office, so that we can make sure we give you the right information as soon as possible. We really would like your support with things where we recognise that we're all human, and both children and adults, sometimes we're not always perfect. Sometimes we may get things wrong, but we are open to constructive feedback. So if you do have any concerns or questions, please just get in contact with us and we can support and help clarify things. But we can also support you with any things that you're finding difficult or your child is finding difficult at home. Perhaps children have got poor sleeping or issues with their online devices, anything like that. We can support your children with that and yourselves at home. We ask that for your support to help us uphold our rules at school to enable your child to become a healthy and self-managing individual in a safe, supporting environment, who understands and respects themselves and the others around them. We'd also really appreciate your support with children learning through things like helping with parent readers, attending clubs and competitions, and as I said, supporting your children to help follow the school rules. Now, I've mentioned a little bit about our ILU units earlier, but if you're not familiar with how those work at our school, essentially a lot of our learning is done through an integrated learning unit, and we call those ILUs for short. So they aim to provide a broad and diverse range of topics for children to explore. So lots of our foundation subjects, things like art, history, geography, IT, design and technology, they all come through our integrated learning unit. So you can see here some of our students using our laser cutter that we have at the school, 3D printers, things like that, that all get put into our integrated learning units. As part of that, we have a range of trips that children will go on, and different experiences. Here's some of our Year 6s handling wild animals as part of their Deadly 60 project. And we'll also work with local experts and also people who are wider afield. So people like Steve Backshaw, we work alongside the James Dyson Foundation, we go and work with the Warner Brothers Film Studios up in London. So lots of different experts to really bring learning to life and to try and make it as exciting as possible for your students, for your children. So as I said, really creative learning that takes place in these projects, and we try to make them really meaningful as well, so that children can see, actually, I could pursue this into a later career, and we give children a real wide range of areas that they can go off and explore, and as I say, try and make learning irresistible for them. As I mentioned before, they have the learning behaviours that we have drive the project, so we really promote things like collaboration and emotional intelligence and thinking, creativity throughout the projects. And at the end of each project, there is an outcome as well. So that's often where parents might be invited to come and share in our learning, and their children have got real purpose to what they're doing, and they can either present or share their learning at the end of the project and have a real kind of purpose for what they're doing. And a really exciting way to showcase what they've been doing. So alongside our integrated learning units, we have a real focus on reading at Blackfield Primary School. We love reading here, and we actually have over five different libraries across the school where children can come and enjoy books, and they can borrow them out as well and conduct research and other activities in our libraries as well. We recognise that it's a really fundamental life skill to be able to read, and if we have confident readers, then we have confident learners. So at Blackfield, we have two main areas in our reading. We have a learn to read aspect, which is where children are given an instructional text. So that's really matched up to their current reading ability. And so you'll be familiar with that through the phonics program at the moment. Children have different banded books, and that continues into Key Stage 2 as well. So all throughout their time at Blackfield, they'll have a instructional text called a learn to read book. And they'll also have access to a love to read book as well, which is more commonly known as their library book. So a book that they're able to get out of one of our libraries or one of their classrooms. And these can be of any ability, but something that they really have passion in and they really enjoy reading. And as I say, they just love to read that book. So they can take access to 2 books at any one time. And of course, there are other reading texts and things throughout the classroom. So we really welcome your support in encouraging children to read as much as possible, particularly at home, reading on their own, but also reading with yourselves as well. Completing their reading home learning, which they'll have through Century, which I can come on to in a moment. And again, answering any questions that the children have and talking around the book, looking at some of the pictures. Those things are really important as they continue into year 3. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about our home learning, which some people might refer to as homework. So we have a range of different home learning that takes place across Key Stage 2. And all of our home learning is set through Century. So Century is an online program where students can access a whole wide range of different activities and topics, and they will use Century throughout their time at Blackfield. And part of what we have is based on the home learning. So we would expect children to be reading at least 4 times a week, every day if possible, but at least 4 times a week would be ideal. And that will be of their own learn to read book at home. There may also be a reading activity that is shared on Century for them to do as well. There'll be a mathematics activity that is shared on Century, and that will very much revisit an area of learning which they have looked at that week or in the past week within their mathematics lessons in school. So this won't be new learning that they're expected to do. It will just be an opportunity for them to consolidate and revisit a previous piece of work. Again, with the spelling activity that will be shared on Century, that's very similar. Their spellings will reflect the spellings that they've been learning within school as well. It sometimes might be a grammar activity depending on what is being covered within the school. Now, we do have a range of help videos on how to work with Century on our website in our home learning section. And again, in September, we'll share login details with yourselves so that the children can get access to using those. And teachers will make sure that children are familiar with how to access Century and know where to go for their home learning. Okay, so what does a typical day at Blackfield look like? So please note there's a slight change to the timings from if you were with us in Blackfield in Key Stage 1. And you can see that at 8:20, the gates will open. So at the front of the school where the bike sheds are, the gates will open and staff will be there to meet your children on arrival. And children can arrive from 8:20 and those gates will shut again at 8:35. So children need to be walking through the school gates during that time. Then children will come into class and they'll have registration. And then after that, they'll traditionally start a reading workshop or potentially some phonics activities during that time. From 9:30 till 10:25, we'll have our first lesson, and that might look like some writing or some maths. And then it's break. And then after break, it will be their third lesson, where again, it'll either be writing or maths, depending on what they've done first. So lunchtime is from 12 till 1 o'clock, and children in year 3 will go and have their lunch first. So for about just after 12, children will go and have their food in the main hall. And then after that, they'll have an opportunity to go outside and play on a lovely big playground. After lunch, from 1 till 3:10, we'll have other lessons, and that will be broken up throughout the afternoon. Might have PE during those times, or music, or other activities that will take place during that time. And then at the end of the day, we'll often have an assembly or an opportunity for the class to get together and share some learning or share a story. And that will take place within class or again within our main hall if it is a larger assembly. So lots to do during the day, but a really, really enjoyable time for them as well. Now, I mentioned our school rules earlier. We have only got 3 school rules here at Blackfield, which we focus on throughout their time here. So it's really clear and consistent rules, and they're focused on the positive behaviours that we want to see in and around our school. And staff recognise these throughout the day when children are showing these, and will give that praise for them. So we've got be kind, be safe, be kind, and do your best. So really simple, but being a well-rounded student, students will be able to showcase these, and they really champion these across our school, and children know these rules inside out. Now, continuing on those positives, I want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that we do here at Blackfield to promote positive learning values and behaviours, and also to kind of share and reward those as well. So on the September, when we start in September, we'll have several weeks where we won't have an ILU project straight away. And in those first few weeks, that's where we will be working really hard on building those positive relationships with your children. This will involve creating perhaps a class charter, and children learning the routines that we have, and time to build those friendships within the classrooms as well. We recognise that we've got children joining us from various different places, and these will be new classes as well. So we really recognise it's important for them to build that time together, and we give that positive reinforcement throughout the year. But there's a number of things here I wanted to talk about which the children have really valued previously. So we will have growth mindset rewards that will be given out during assembly. So for really children recognising that they've been working really hard within certain activities within the class. I've mentioned our VIP certificates that we do already, and that forms part of our VIP parties. When children are nominated for their VIP certificates, they're also given an Inspire Values badge as well. Teachers have Blackfield postcards, which we will send home to children periodically, just to recognise the great behaviour that they've been doing within the school, and recognising their effort that they've been making within lessons. And once a term, we also have a Principals Award, and that is a special award that's given to children who have really been showcasing all of the school values and our learning behaviours, and working exceptionally hard, and just a way to offer them something really special. And that will involve perhaps going out on a special trip with the other Principal Award winners. And again, that will happen once a term. You can see here a group of our children who went off to Moores Valley Country Park and had a really lovely time. Also within assemblies on a Friday, we have free books as well. So each week there's 5 winners of free books, and they will get a chance to take those home as well, alongside other things as well. And I should have mentioned as well, when we do our home learning, children will earn points. So for every piece of home learning that they complete, they will get a point, and those points build up. And at 5 points, they can get a bronze wristband. At 10 points, they get a silver wristband. And at 15 points, they get a gold wristband. And those gold wristbands can be exchanged for a free book in our vending machine as well. So lots of ways to encourage children to make those efforts and to really engage in their work here at school. Okay, a quick note on attendance. So we have a pyramid policy which includes all of the cluster schools within our local area. So this would be very similar to your child's current school if it's not already at Blackfield. So in the event that your child is unwell, or they're going to be absent for the day, please telephone the office, which opens at 8 o'clock, and please let us know what is the reason for their absence. In accordance with government guidelines, all holidays unfortunately will not be authorised, though we please would ask that you let us know if there's a reason why your child is going to be away for a period of time. Any latenesses will be logged. So after that 8:35 closure, if you haven't got into the school at that time, please come to the office and sign in through the office, and we can record their lunches and things that way. And then anything that's persistent, which continues to be late, will be recorded as unauthorised. Hopefully that won't be a concern for you, but just need to make sure we've made you aware of that. So building on communications, it's essential that you've signed up to Arbor, which is our main way of communicating with yourself. So that's our school's kind of online partner, where you can pay for meals and pay for trips, and it also logs things like parents' evenings, and attendance and that sort of thing. You can also access data and things there as well. We have a fortnightly newsletter, which will go out to yourselves via Arbor as well. So that's where all of our letters will go out to you via Arbor. And I believe that they'll be going onto our website as well. You can follow us on our social media channels, which I've put in the pictures here if you want to kind of see what we've been getting up to and sharing some of the events that have been going on. And also Class Dojo. So Class Dojo, you should have received an invitation to join us on Class Dojo. And if you haven't already, then please make sure you contact the office. If you're already at Blackfield Primary School, don't worry, your child will just be moved into the new class. So you may not have received an invitation if you're already with us. You can speak to teachers directly through the messaging aspect of Class Dojo, and you can also get to see what your child has been getting up to in their class, as well as teachers will often post photos and things of what's been going on. So a really lovely way to see what's been happening. But as I say, if you've got any questions or concerns, the first way of communicating with us would be either via Class Dojo or just coming in, calling the school, or contacting us via the office. Okay, so we're really passionate here at Blackfield about having clubs and having a range of additional opportunities for children to do, not just within the classroom, but also outside of school as well. And here are a list of some of the activities that we will be having or have happen across the school, both over lunch times, before school and after school as well. So in September, kind of mid-September, there'll be a sign-up sheet that goes out via Arbor, and then you can see what clubs are available for your children within year 3, and feel free to sign them up to as many clubs as they can fit in. We really love children taking part in those sorts of events. As I say, there will be things that happen over lunch times as well. There are a few paid clubs, but any cancellations will be emailed out beforehand, so you're aware of that. It's really important, I ask, that if your child cannot attend a club for a particular reason, that you just let the office know, so that we know that they're going to be absent, and then we won't be chasing you to find out where your children are. Now, alongside our clubs, we are really proud that we continue promoting music and the arts at Blackfield, and we have some dedicated music teachers who will come in and teach both music at the school, but also music lessons, private lessons as well. So whether your child already plays an instrument or they'd like to get involved in an instrument, these are just a few of the instruments that children can learn here at the school. We have violins as well, and brass instruments as well that children can play privately. So children in year 3 will get a chance to experience music and playing alongside their friends. And if you'd like to have your child start to learn an instrument or carry on, then we'll provide more information in September, and say just contact the office and we can let you know what is on offer. So as mentioned in the induction booklet, we have our school dinners, which children are able to access during the day. Unlike Key Stage 1, school dinners for Key Stage 2 children are charged, and they're £2.75 a day. But really lovely meals, and there's a range of options that children can choose from. And again, this is Cookie, our catering manager, and she makes great strides to try and provide meals which everyone will enjoy, and make sure that we've got a real range of options, especially if children have got any dietary needs or kind of medical needs regarding foods. Please just let us know, and we can cater for that and make sure that they've got something healthy to eat and that they enjoy each day. Children are also welcome to bring their own packed lunch if they wish as well. They all get to eat together in the main hall with their friends, so they're not separated, and children generally are really positive about the foods that they eat. So more information will come for that, if it's not already, via Arbor for September. So I'd like to talk a little bit about our trips and residentials that take place across Key Stage 2, especially our trip to Fernycrofts in year 3. So we're really excited about taking children to have experiences outside of our school and out in nature and on our school grounds as well. And In year 3, the children will get a chance to go and spend the day at Ferny Crofts, and they'll do a range of activities when they go there. We'll be taking the children out on a walk out into the forest as well to look at some of the natural landscapes around us and meet some of our geography skills as well. And children have really enjoyed their time doing this. Lots of problem solving, being creative, developing that independence in your children, and they have a lovely time. Now, along after year 3, we do other activities and day trips as well. So we'll have visitors who come into the school, and often we'll go out and visit other places of worship and have other activities as well throughout the school year. So in September, we'll endeavour to give a list of all the different trips and events that will happen in year 3 and the prices as well, the rough prices. So you'll be able to start to budget and factor in what those costs may be. Often we try and get them as low as possible for you. Sometimes they're free, and so we'll have that information for you in September. From year 4, 5 and 6, again, they'll go on other day trips and residentials as well, all within the South Coast, building on different skills each time. So really lovely events which happen throughout their time in Key Stage 2. Okay, so uniforms. So you may want to pause this and have a quick look at the uniforms here. Again, very similar to what's in the induction booklet. So at Blackfield, a blue school sweatshirt or cardigan with the logo on is what we would recommend children to have. And say black or grey trousers or skirts, and a blue or white polo. Again, the logo is optional. Black shoes, we recommend school shoes rather than trainers, please. And PE kit, they will need a t-shirt which is in their house colour. I'll talk a bit more about the house colour in a moment, but a coloured polo top or just plain t-shirt is fine. Black shorts, and then their trainers. When it's winter, we recommend that children will wear a jumper, so they can wear their school jumper. They don't need anything else, just their school jumper and a coat if they wish, and they can wear tracksuit trousers as well. PE kit can be worn to school on their PE days, and I'm sure that's probably quite familiar to what you already have at your current school. They will need to bring a small book bag with a lunch if they want to bring their packed lunch, or water bottle in it, and their PE kit. We will provide pens and pencils and rulers and things like that, so children don't need to bring in pencil cases. All of that will be provided for your children when they come. Some PE kit and school uniform can be ordered through School Kit, and there are letters to that in the school office if you need access to any of that as well. I think our local site is in Totton. Please can we ask that any clothes or kit that comes into school has your child's name on it, and so that it can be quickly relocated to them if it goes awry. So I've mentioned around the PE kit needs to be based on a house colour. So if a child's already at Blackfield, then they should already have a house colour that is assigned to them. So here at Blackfield, we have the red squirrels, the green hedgehogs, the yellow foxes, and the blue badgers. So if your child is not already at the school with us, we will allocate them a house colour to go in, and they will need that colour t-shirt to wear for their PE kit, so that they've got access to that for their sports days and other events that they take place in. And that house colour will go with them throughout their time here at Blackfield, and they'll be part of representing that house. Any points that they earn for their learning behaviours will also go towards building those house points, a bit like in the Harry Potter Cup. And then there'll be a trophy award at the end of each term for the house with the most points. Okay, so we'll share details of house points in the coming weeks so that you know what to have ready for September. And if you have got any questions or concerns, either now or when your child starts with us here in September, I just want to go through the order in which you can speak to us here at Blackfield. So in the first instance, the easiest way to get in contact with us about any questions that you have is via your child's class teacher. So you can either make an appointment through the office or message on Class Dojo. If it's really urgent, then please contact the school office, because teachers don't always look at their dojos whilst they're teaching, or it might be their day off if they job share. So please just message through the school office and we can get back to you. If there's still an issue that teachers need support with, then it will be coming to myself as assistant principal. And after that, it would go to Miss Sanderman, and then only at that point would it go on to Mr. Sasso. And very rare that that would need to happen. Hopefully things can be resolved very quickly through class teacher or through myself. Okay, so to make all the wonderful things that happen at Blackfield possible, we are so grateful to our Friends of Blackfield Parent Teacher Association group. So the Friends of Blackfield work for us and fundraise for your children. They contribute to trips, equipment, all the different kind of visitors that come into the school and gifts, all of our Mother's Day and Father's Day events that we have, the Christmas fair, all those sorts of things the Friends of Blackfield organise. Again, things like our school discos, our fairs, refreshments, cake sales. They're a really important part of what makes Blackfield, that magic dust. And we would love it if that's something you feel you might be able to support us with and be part of that. There's a meeting once a term, and sometimes there might be an additional meeting if there's a large event coming up. We have our AGM in September. So if you think that would be something that you would be able to get involved with, we really love and welcome your support. Please just let the office know and we can put you in contact with the Friends of Blackfield team. Okay, so we're just coming up to the end of my presentation now. So I looked through the All About Me friendship questionnaire that thankfully you've thank you for filling that in for us. There was very few questions. There's just a few that I put on here, which several people had asked. So one of the questions was, when will we know my child's class teacher and who is in their class? So after half term, which is now, we're able to start to work out where teachers are going to be. So we know at the moment our class teachers are the three ladies that I've mentioned already. And at the moment, we're working with your current schools teachers to make sure that we can formulate those new classes. So we're almost finished finalizing those, and it is my hope that I will be able to share with you prior to the picnic, which is taking place on the 29th of June. So probably the week before that, I would love to share with you your child's class teacher and the children that will be in their class, and also the house that they are in as well. Sometimes we're not able to share the whole class list with you, but we are able to share which class you are with, and also the children that are in your house as well. So that information will come very soon, and your children should know that before they come to the picnic, so that they can know who to look out for when they come to the picnic. Second question that I had a few people ask about, will my child be supported how they were at their current school? So in short answer is yes, we will absolutely be supporting your children to make sure that they have a really successful start here at Blackfield. We recognise that some children may be able to come into school and work absolutely fine and have no concerns, and some children may need some additional support when they start, particularly at the very beginning, and that's absolutely fine. We're working with your current school's class teachers to make sure that we are aware of what is in place for them at the moment, and that we can try and look to build on that here at Blackfield. One thing that I would say is that support that happens sometimes in a previous year group, it may not be needed when they go into their next year group. So sometimes they've had support, and that has then meant that they no longer have a concern anymore. So things that have happened previously at your child's current school, if we feel that they are necessary and your current school feels that they are still necessary, then we will look to try and continue that. However, please don't be concerned if that support doesn't necessarily happen straight away at Blackfield. It may be that with a different environment and with different resources, they may not need that exact same support that they had previously. Again, it's on a real case-by-case basis. So if you've got any concerns, please just let us know and we can work with you on an individual basis. But you've got nothing to worry about. We are actively making sure that we know what your children need, and we're working hard to get ready for them when they come in September. Okay, great. Well, that's all from me today. Thank you ever so much for listening in, and I hope that's been really useful for you. Okay, just a few dates for your diary here. So on the 29th of June, on the Thursday, we have our Year 3 picnic for you to attend. So please bring a picnic with you, and I will bring activities and our staff welcoming you. Please note it's a 4 p.m. start. So there was a communication at some point about 4:15. And whilst activities won't start until after that, we'd love you to join us from 4 o'clock. So you've got time to come in, sit down, eat, talk to friends and the new teachers, and then we'll start our activities after that. On the 5th or 6th of July, we have our whole school transition days. So you'll need to bring your children to us, and they will go into their new classes and meet their and spend more time with their friends and their new teachers. And then Wednesday, the 6th of September, is their first day back at Blackfield in year 3. And we're really looking forward to welcoming you then at the gates. Okay, so thanks ever so much for your time. I really hope that was helpful. As I said, if you've got any questions or concern, please just let us know via the office and we'll be happy to help. Okay, that's all from me, Mr. Rigby. I will see you very soon. Okay, bye-bye.